Kelsey Mitchell, I don't want to get crazy. Get your people in check. I'm going to tell you right now, and it's going to be my last time. Get your people in check. I didn't even know about this post that your family taking shots at Caitlin Clark and all that. We dealt with this with Alyssa Smith and her brother. We couldn't wait to get her to fuck off this team.
Caitlin Clark got injured, and somehow Kelsey Mitchell's whole family morphed into the WNBA's petty Avengers overnight. Buckle up, this isn't just courtside drama. It's a full-on family feud with more heat than a playoff fourth quarter. And the wild part? Kelsey's not even at the center of it. So why is everyone giving Clark the side eye like she snatched their Thanksgiving parking spot? Let's unpack this eyebrow-raising chaos.
The fever is imploding from within the locker room. And it's becoming apparent that there's beef that exists within this franchise, with comments coming out from family members, no less, of players on the Indiana Fever. And let's talk about that here, as Kelsey Mitchell's twin sister co-signed a post that was obviously negative about Caitlin Clark, and we're going to dig deeper into this thing right now.
Imagine watching someone miss the highway exit 8 times and still swear they're the best Uber driver in the league. That's Kelsey Mitchell trying to run an offense. She's a certified bucket. No question. A sharpshooter? Absolutely. But a floor general. The kind of player who can orchestrate an offense and elevate her teammates only if we're redefining basketball to mean solo ISO ball with vibes.
Oh, I thought we were over this. So this is a post here talking about this. Clark's delusional fans stay mad and call me all the names in the book, but we all saw, including y'all, who carries my Fever team. We all know who the offense should be ran through. Whether you like it or not, these two players can win some games without Clark, but Clark can't win a single game without them. Clark has not played a single game in her career without either Kelsey Mitchell or Aaliyah Boston, so nobody knows. I mean that. Nobody knows.
For nearly a decade, the Indiana Fever have been a walking case study in what happens when tunnel vision gets mistaken for leadership. Let's be real, Kelsey's idea of running an offense is dribbling the air out of the ball until the shot clock begs for mercy, firing up a contested jumper, then looking around like it's a mystery why no one crashed the boards. Court vision sis would need a periscope just to spot an open teammate. Her passing instincts? Like trying to operate a vending machine with a stick, clunky, off target, and rarely delivers what you asked for. Not slander. Just the film.
Is not great. You remember in the offseason, Kelsey Mitchell was a free agent. And for a long period of time, I got the sense that she actually came kind of close to not coming back to the Indiana Fever. And I'm going to tell you why. When I watch her play, there's plenty of times I'm like, she thinks she is the superstar on this team. All right? And look, she scored 29 points last night, right? She's a dynamic scorer, but her assist and rebounding is not where I want to see, quote unquote, somebody that's supposed to be the best player on the team. I bet in their eyes, that's not okay. It's not where it needs to be.
Now suddenly fans want to act brand new, like Kelsey's been out here dropping dimes and elevating everyone around her. But let's do the math, and spoiler alert, it doesn't math. For nearly 5 years, she led the Fever to a scorching 25% win rate. That's right. 25, you could close your eyes, pull plays out of a hat, and probably stumble into more wins. The tanking was so intense they might as well have opened a gas station and sold it by the gallon.
I need to put a disclaimer out there right now. This is not a shot at Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell hooping, Aaliyah Boston hooping. It is very clear when it comes to these players that these players and Caitlin are all on the same page. They want to win a championship. They want to win a championship together. This is not a knock on any of these players. This is absolutely not a knock on either of these players, by the way.
LL this time. Folks were waiting for Kelsey to take over. Well, she did, just not in the way anyone hoped. Because when you hand the keys to a ball-dominant scorer with zero intention of moving the rock, what you get isn't leadership, it's chaos. You get long twos. You get teammates questioning their existence mid-game, wondering if they've turned invisible. You get seasons so bleak the scoreboard should have come with a trigger warning. But now that Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are in the mix, The team suddenly looks semi-functional and Kelsey's camp wants to act like she's been quietly cooking all along. Please. This isn't Emerald Live. Kelsey wasn't slow cooking greatness while waiting for the right ingredients, she was throwing up microwaved heat checks and hoping one stuck. And the fact that this team only started winning once Caitlyn arrived and Aaliyah finally had real support, that speaks volumes. Now people are calling Clark's injury a blessing in disguise. Really, that's the spin? Caitlyn's out here fighting for her limbs. And in the group chat it's, maybe now we'll get back to real basketball. The audacity is off the charts.
Then, if you gonna be on the Indiana Fever, from now on, when you sign up, you need to know. You need to have a talk with anybody in your inner circle and say, hey, do not say anything to downplay Caitlyn Clark, or my job will be at risk. Period. This post, nah, we're not playing that game. I'm not playing that game with y'all. We not gonna be doing this. And I don't want to get crazy with Kelsey Mitchell because I rock with Kelsey. But it's like, bro, if we got to deal with this, you can go. You can go, bro. And I rock with Kelsey, but we're not doing that.
What basketball? Exactly the one with record-breaking losses. The one where Kelsey Mitchell was hoisting up 18 shots a game while the scoreboard flashed like a losing slot machine. Let's not get it twisted, Kelsey is talented. She's tough. She's got a lethal step back and enough confidence to fuel an entire AAU tournament, but when it comes to running an offense, she's more of a scenic detour than a dependable route. She thrives when someone else is behind the wheel, like Aaliyah Boston in the paint, absorbing defenders like a sponge. Or Caitlyn Clark, who love her or hate her, delivers the ball with laser-guided precision and actually elevates the players around her. We've seen the pre-Clark, pre-Boston era. It wasn't a gritty underdog tale. It was a tragic slow burn, where the only thing exploding was fan hope. And as for all the family commentary, let's not pretend it came out of nowhere. Nobody drops that level of bitterness on social media unless it's been marinating for years over group chats, car rides, and takeout-fueled venting sessions. These takes weren't born in a vacuum. They've been simmering.
Kelsey Mitchell's sister had some things to say about Caitlyn Clark. Well, she co-signed a post by someone else, which when you co-sign it and then you agree and you repost it, well, it means you pretty much agree with it. And this is just another thing that's existing within this franchise. I'm telling you right now, I don't see how Caitlyn Clark gets through 4 years in Indiana. There is so much hate. There's so much dislike. There's so much jealousy that I don't see how she gets through 4 years at Indiana. Or what we'll see is the team completely gutted and then rebuilt around her.
These reactions didn't come out of thin air. They're the product of long car rides, post-game phone calls, and the occasional group chat tirade. If Kelsey's family is out here acting like Caitlyn Clark is ruining the vibes, it's probably because Kelsey's been telling them she was the vibes all along. But the numbers don't lie. The Fever only started turning the corner when Kelsey stopped trying to be the lead engine and let others carry the weight. Watching her run the offense used to feel like someone trying to DJ with no speakers, then getting mad when a real DJ shows up with lights, a crowd, and, actual music. Caitlyn Clark walks in, and suddenly everyone remembers what an assist is. Floor spacing real. Ball movement. Back from the dead. And yet, in the background, Kelsey's family is sending smoke signals like we all forgot the last 8 years. But we remember. We were there. We lived through the turnovers, the ball stopping, the game-ending bricks. If anything, Caitlyn's presence helped. Kelsey took defenders off her back, gave her room to breathe, created space she's never had. Clark didn't kill the vibe, she opened a window in a smoke-filled room.
Clark is the superstar of this team. I don't think there's any confusion there. And there are statements made by members of her family, Kelsey Mitchell's, that tells you either Kelsey is having to listen to this from her family, or this is things they have sat down and talked about, or it has even been from her, for lack of a better way of putting it, bitching and pissing and moaning to the family that maybe she's not very happy.
And yet, here we are getting hit with this passive-aggressive PR campaign from the peanut gallery, trying to convince us the Fever would somehow be better without Caitlyn Clark. Sure. And I'm the commissioner of the WNBA. Let's all pretend we live in an alternate universe where Kelsey Mitchell is the Luka Doncic of the league, and we've just been too blind to appreciate her brilliance. Here's the truth. Some players are meant to be role players, great ones. Elite shooters who punish lazy closeouts, knock down daggers, and thrive off ball movement. That's not a diss. That's valuable. But not everyone is meant to be the point. Not everyone has the vision, the pace control, or the unselfishness to orchestrate an offense. And Kelsey Mitchell, for all her talent, has shown time and again that she shines brightest when someone else is doing the heavy lifting. Oh, this new wave of Clark skepticism coming from the extended Mitchell fan club, it's not just delusional, it's desperate. Because deep down, they know. They know the fever was spinning in circles until someone walked in with a GPS and pointed to the actual destination. So now we get the cryptic Instagram likes, the side-eyed subtweets, the she doesn't fit whispers, but the scoreboard says otherwise, the assist numbers say otherwise, the entire pace of play says otherwise.
So social media is not a real place. However, this crazy Kelsey Mitchell thing has gotten so out of hand. So here's what happened. Chelsea Mitchell, which is Kelsey Mitchell's twin sister, she made a comment on someone else's comment diminishing Caitlin Clark's importance as the offensive engine of the Indiana Fever and saying that they should really be running the offense through Kelsey Mitchell. So this Steve Brown person writes on Facebook, Clark's delusional fans can stay mad and call me all the names in the book, but we all saw, including y'all, who carries my Fever team, and we all know who the offense should be run through.
You can't reason with revisionist historians on a mission. They don't care about facts. They want vibes. Preferably the vibe where Kelsey Mitchell reigns supreme, and everyone else is just background noise. But here's the truth. You don't spend 8 years in the league, miss the playoffs like it's a ritual, and then suddenly claim the throne just because the team finally got some help. That's not redemption, that's riding shotgun and shouting, "Look, we crossed the finish line first." If there's tension behind the scenes, it's probably not because Caitlin's shaking things up, it's because she's exposing what's really going on. And that's the real kicker. Caitlin Clark doesn't deserve this drama. She steps into a fractured team, immediately lifts the offense, and suddenly everyone's allergic to giving her credit. She's making everyone's stats look better, even Kelsey Mitchell's, and yet, somehow, she's still cast as the
Talk about this last week, man, when I told y'all Caitlin Clark relationship with these players when that video came out and they really didn't acknowledge her. Now, I'm not saying this is Kelsey Mitchell's fault, but y'all know the old saying John the Liquidator says is looking real spooky. Now, Kelsey Mitchell, I believe this is her sister, went on social media and this snuck through the wire. So shout out to all of the Caitlin Clark fans that kind of found this. And to make a long story short, I believe she deleted her Twitter account after this post was released because I cannot find an inkling of that Twitter account.
Seriously, Caitlin's impact is like seasoning. You step on the floor and suddenly the whole dish is flavor. Assists start flowing. Spacing opens up. Shooters stop looking like hopeful lottery ticket buyers and start hitting like snipers. And yet, here we are, watching the narrative turn into a bad off-Broadway show called Jealousy. If any other rookie came in and made their teammates better across the board, there'd be ticker tape parades. But with Caitlin it's all, yeah, but is she really helping? Come on. Just look at Kelsey Mitchell's game log before Caitlin showed up. It was like a Spotify playlist stuck on repeat. Heartbreak efficiency was optional. Shot selection was a gamble, and facilitation? That word might as well have been erased from the team's vocabulary. Then Caitlin shows up, and boom, Kelsey starts cooking like someone finally handed her a real recipe. If someone in Kelsey's circle is throwing shade at that, let's call it what it is. A jealous, passive-aggressive distraction trying to rain on someone else's shine just because the spotlight moved. It's not subtle. It's the classic, if I can't be the main character, then nobody can energy.
Said something along these lines like, I don't get enough credit on the team, and if you're a family member, you back your family members like 1000%. That's possible, but that is something we don't know. All I know is everything that I have seen from Kelsey Mitchell, from interviews, from every single post-game interview, from All-Star Weekend. I actually was with her last night in the post-game interview, and she was not at all diminishing Caitlin Clark's importance.